Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Sophie and today I thought I'd bring a different video and it is all about travelling during a pandemic. So basically, I know travelling during a pandemic is not the best thing to do and I'm not condoning it in any way, shape or form. I am saying that there is people that have to travel during a pandemic, and first of all, these people should not get stick for travelling. They have to do it. I had to travel back to Italy for work. I didn't travel like for joy. I've been quarantined here for 2 weeks and we're going to be quarantined for a lot more, so it's not something that I'm doing selfishly. I am travelling because I have to. I kind of wanted to tell you my experience travelling during a pandemic. So I travelled last week from the UK to Italy, to Rome, and also some advice. Okay, so first of all, I have to say that you do have to check your airline's website for all documents you should need. Now, when I booked my flight, Ryanair sent me an email with all the documents that I needed, so I had to print them out, and I would advise printing 2 copies of each document just in case you get something wrong. Then you don't have to go back and print another one, you've just got everything with you. So my experience, basically, I got all my documents filled out. I actually had to cancel one flight which was on Monday and change it to Friday. I lost my money for the Monday's flight when I changed it to Friday. I had to pay for another big bag, which was obviously more expensive. And then I had to get some documents, which then turned out they'd changed them, and I had to get some more documents, and after getting those documents I then had to get my COVID test. So I got tested on the Thursday to fly on the Friday. Now, we rang up the embassy, we rang up the airline, we rang up the NHS, and nobody knew which test I had to get. So I ended up getting the free COVID test with the mass testing that they were doing in Kirklees in the United Kingdom. But that might change depending on every country, so you have to check what the country that you're going to asks for, not the country that you're in, the country that you're going to. So online there's like the government website, and it says, okay, travelling to Italy, what you need to know, what you need to do, blah blah. So you need to do everything according to what it says, and from the country that you're coming from as well, stuff might change. So I got tested on the Thursday, and went on the Friday. I was so nervous that something was going to happen. I was so worried because again I was travelling on my own. My parents took me to the airport, and the first like weird thing is like, well actually the day before my flight got changed, and it was meant to be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it ended up being at 11 o'clock in the morning, which was so bad for us because I lost time that I could have spent with my parents. Then it told us, okay, you have to go to Terminal 3 in Manchester Airport. We arrived, Terminal 3 was shut, and I had to go to Terminal 1. So then that's me panicking, like, oh my god, my flight's not going to be here. I went straight to check in, there was no one there, like no queue, and I was like, oh my god, if there's no queue that means maybe there's no flight, what's happening? Anyway, she took in my bag. She did ask for my Italian residency, because you either need a residency or a work permit, but I said I wasn't a resident, I was going for work, and she was like, oh okay. She didn't ask for any documents, which was strange. She did ask to see my COVID test, and then I got to go through security. Going through security was fine, it was perfect. I had to take obviously my computer and everything out, go through security, and then went through Manchester Airport. It was so strange, it was like dessert. The only things open was duty free and WH Smith, and that is it. No restaurant, no bar, no nothing. It was so strange. So in WH Smith I went and got a couple of presents for the kids and the family. I also got myself a water bottle. Oh, I would advise you, if you are going to WH Smith, to pay in card. There's not actually people there, you have to go to like the self-service, and they did say it doesn't take euros because it was in England, it didn't take euros, and it did take cash, but they didn't know how it worked, so it's better to pay with a card. And then I was just waiting for the flight when they called. They didn't actually call, it said it on the TV when they called the flight to go through. I went through to the gate where we had to wait, and the woman came around asking for the COVID test to everyone. There was quite a lot of people that were refused getting on the plane because they either didn't have the test or the test was done too early, because you also have to check the time they ask you for, so it can be 72 hours before or 48 hours before. This one was 72, I think, but there's people that had it from like Monday and it was now Friday, so that was not valid anymore and they couldn't get on the flight. Anyway, we got on the flight, everything was fine. I was so worried, but everything was great. And then I got on a flight and right behind there was a child and like kicking on the like seat the whole time. So I would advise you just to relax, be patient and wait if this happens to you, or if you have another person next to you, because they gave me a middle seat because there was like 3 or 4 empty rows. So I decided to move to the one in front of me, and actually it was a good idea because then someone came to the seat that would have been next to mine and there was no one on that row. So just wait until everybody's on the plane, then without even asking, just change. They're not going to say anything to you, they're not going to ask you. Just change your row. I would say they do check your row when you buy something on the flight. They do put the flight and they say, okay, your receipt is going to go to your email. It never came to my email because I was never on the correct seat, but it doesn't really matter. Also on the flight you can only pay by card. Another thing, and they do not give you magazines anymore. You have to download them on Ryanair on the app before you fly, because you have to download it on internet, and obviously there's no internet on the flight. So I just got a drink while I was there, and yes, you have to wear your mask the whole time in the airport and on the flight, but if you're eating or drinking you can take it down. I would advise again, take it down, have a bite or a drink, and then put it back up when you're like chewing or drinking, just so you've got the mask on as much time as possible. And also I had a trusty bottle of hand sanitizer and sanitised the seat, sanitised my belt, sanitised the table and my hands continuously during the flight, which is a good tip. So yeah, everything was great. Then we got to Italy. We had to give in a self-declaration form which you have to fill out beforehand. If you didn't fill it out, then there was like tables for you to fill it out, but you would have taken longer. And then you go through passport control, they check your passport and the self-declaration form, they let you through. And then in Italy, because we were coming from the United Kingdom, we had to get another COVID test. So I had one on Thursday and on Friday. We had to get a test, give in our passport, and then we had to wait 30 minutes for them to then come and give us the results. And that was my experience. They gave us the results maybe a bit more than 30 minutes, but again, it depends on every country is different. That was only because we were coming from the UK, and the UK is having a lot of problems now. I would say again, with Brexit, no idea what's happening there, because they didn't ask for anything regarding to a visa, a permit or anything of the sort. I said I was working and they didn't even ask to see my contract. So I think everything's a bit in the air at the moment. Nobody really knows what's happening. So that is my experience and kind of all my advice in one. If you have any questions or need any help, please comment down below in the comment section and I will answer all of your comments. I hope this video helped you, and yeah, I would just advise you to check the government website for either where you're coming from or where you're going, and get all the documents ready beforehand. That way you do not have to wait at the airport. It's just straight in, straight through, no queuing or nothing. So I hope that helped you, and yeah, good luck if you are going to fly soon, or you are already flying, or if you're going on an au pair like me, whatever the situation is, and please, please, please be safe. So I'll see you soon for another video. Goodbye.